Hi guys, welcome back. Yesterday we did our directed drawing and I read the book Jackie Robinson, the nonfiction biography, and I asked you guys to do a little taking notes and doing some writing. So I promised you I would show you what mine looks like, so let's go ahead and do that. Here he is. It's my Jackie Robinson. I think he turned out really good. So let's see what I had to say about what I learned yesterday. It says, have you ever heard of Jackie Robinson? You will be surprised to know that he accomplished a lot in his life, in addition to playing baseball. He played football, basketball, ran track, and played tennis also. He won awards for many of these when he was younger. He played 4 sports when he attended the University of California. After this, he signed to play for the Montreal Royals and then the Brooklyn Dodgers. He had to put up with a lot of hatred because of the color of his skin. He was the first African American to play on the major leagues. He won many awards during this time, including MVP, Rookie of the Year, and a World Series. I think that his biggest accomplishment was never giving up and looking past people being hateful. Remember, when you're writing, guys, you need to give a hook at the beginning, and here I asked a question to hook the reader, to get them interested. I thought about saying something like, take me out to the ball game, or something like that. You can also do that. And that is just going to hook your reader into continuing on reading and making your reading interesting. Okay? So I talked about all the different things that he accomplished, and I kind of tied it up at the end, saying what I thought was his greatest accomplishment. Remember, when you're writing, you need to go back and make sure that you don't have any mistakes or something you need to fix your spelling. And right here, I had to fix that because it didn't look exactly the way I wanted it to, so I went back and I fixed that. Even teachers, even adults, parents, whoever, sometimes we have to look back over our writing and make sure our writing is neat, that we have things spelled correctly, and that type of thing. All right, so moving on. I had a lot of fun with that. Can't believe today's Thursday already. We have really got a lot accomplished this week. Alright guys, now we're going to move on to the parts of speech. We have 4 here. There are more than just 4, but we're just going to focus on these. We have nouns, adjectives, verbs, and adverbs. And I'm sure you're wondering, what are parts of speech? What does that even mean? Well, parts of speech are just different types of words that we use when we read and we speak and we write. And so let's go ahead and figure out what these are. I'm sure you guys already know what nouns are. Nouns are people, places, and things. That's pretty easy. I think that everybody should be good to go with that one, right? So we're going to put that right here. Now there's also proper nouns, and those get capitalized, like your name, like Brooklyn Dodgers, like Marcinia, things like that. Those are the names of things, and they get capitalized. There's lots of more things that are proper nouns other than those, but that's just a few, okay? Verbs. Verbs are what? They're action words. Not just actions that you can see, but actions you sometimes can't see, like thinking. It doesn't always have to be something where you're physically is showing, okay? It can be something like that, all right? And adjectives. Adjectives are describing words. They describe nouns. So if you want to say that you want to give some detail to your writing, a good way to do that is to add adjectives, describing words to describe things, okay? So you're probably wondering, or maybe you are already aware, what are adverbs? Add and add? Well, adjectives describe nouns. Well, adverbs describe a verb, adjective, or another adverb, okay? So don't get confused. Don't feel like you're getting tricked or anything. We're going to get it all sorted out, okay? Because this part of speech is a little bit more difficult to understand. So that's why I'm going to break it down for you a little bit before we do our word sort, okay? So I'm going to put that right there. So let's see what we can figure out about adverbs. Just like adjectives, if you add adverbs to your writing, it can really, really make your writing come to life. All right. First of all, adverbs. They describe a verb, adjective, or another adverb, just like I said. What do you use them for? Well, you could say how, Think, ask yourself that. It can tell how an action happens, when or how often, where something happens, and to what extent, or how much is happening, okay? So, how an action happens. Well, you could say the rabbit was jumping in the grass, or you could say the rabbit was quickly jumping in the grass, okay? Okay? So, quickly would be telling you how that action is happening. So, quickly is the adverb. Whoops. Okay? Alright? So, think about it when you're writing. You want to say that someone was playing outside. You could say they were busily playing outside. You could say they were happily playing outside. You could really make your writing come more to life by using adverbs. Okay? Let's do another one. Let's see. You could say that someone's talking, but if you say they're talking loudly, that gives you that gives the reader some insight as to what's going on. And sometimes the adverb can come after the action, just like that. So let's move on to when. When or how often? Well, let's see. If you say someone's happy, just happy. But if you say someone is always happy, that tells when. When is that person happy? Always. They're always happy. So this word right here tells you that when, how often it's happening. How often is she happy? Always. Okay? Alright, so let's see. Alright, what about this one? Walking now. Now, none of these are really sentences. They're just phrases that I'm showing to get my point across. So, if you wanted to send somebody a message and say walking. Walking. Well, they want to know, tell me more. Now. I'm walking now. That tells that person that you're walking. When? Now. Okay? What about where? Where is something happening? This is kind of a sentence. Come here. Okay? So, what would the adverb be? Here. Here is the adverb because you're saying come. That means come. Bring yourself closer. Here. Here. Okay? So that tells you that where you want that person to come. Okay? And what about this? Look outside. Okay? What would the adverb be there? Outside. Okay? Because the verb is look, and so outside would be the adverb. You're giving more information, or you're describing where something is happening. It's look outside. Okay? And to what extent? How much of something is happening? Well, let's see. Woo! Don't drink that. Don't eat that soup yet. It's extremely hot. So we're saying that hot would be the adjective. This would be the adverb. Okay? And here's a tricky one. Up here we said that quickly was the adverb. But remember we said that adverbs describe verbs, adjectives, or another adverb? Well, here's an adverb, and this would be the adverb that is describing that adverb, okay? So as you can see, that all the adverbs are just words that tell about or describe a verb, an adjective, or another adverb, okay? So when you're writing, let's look at my writing, for example. Do you see a verb, an adjective, or an adverb that I could add an adverb onto to make it more interesting? I could say younger. I could say a lot younger because a lot would tell what? Which one? How much something is happening, to what extent. Okay, can you see any more? played is an adjective, I could add something onto that. I could say he happily played, or he courageously played, because remember he did have some hard times whenever he was in college. There's a lot of things you can do with adverbs. So that is that. I hope you guys all understand what adverbs are. Okay, if not, we're going to do some practice. It's perfectly fine. Alright, so let's go back to where we started. Let's sort some words. Now remember, sometimes, guys, words can fall under different categories of parts of speech, okay? So I tried to not put any today that would trick you up. But there are some that will fall under different categories. Okay? Alright. Athletic. Would it be a noun, an adjective, a verb, or an adverb? What do you think? This would be an adjective because it is describing something. Someone is athletic, you're describing that person. And if a person is athletic, well, you're describing them. Okay? Alright, what about moon? Remember that moon that Marcinia saw in the window and it looked like a baseball? Would that be a noun, an adjective, or a verb? That would be a noun. Okay? What about Dodgers? That would be a noun. It's a proper noun, but it's definitely a noun. They have it capitalized, so that tells you they're talking about the name of something, the team. Okay? What about calm? A person is very calm, cool, and collected. That is an adjective. We're describing a person. Okay? What about became? Jackie Robinson became a team member of the group. So that would be a verb. Okay? Baseball. That's a thing. So that would be a noun. Okay. Waiting. Waiting is action. That would be a verb. Okay. Quickly. Quickly ran. Now, I want to tell you about adverbs. A lot of the times they end in ly, but not always. Remember when I was going to school and I was coming up, they were like, it ends in ly, but not always. Anytime you can tell about a word that describes a verb, adjective, or another adverb, it could be an adverb. So don't get tricked by that, okay? Quickly is an adverb. Alright, what about launched? Remember when Marcinia launched into motion on the ball field? That would be a verb. Brave. Very, very brave. A brave person. Okay, that would be an adjective. Now, what about this one? Almost. Let's see. The glass was almost empty. Almost. Does that tell how much? Yep, it is definitely an adverb. Barely. I can barely hear you. Speak up, please. That would be an adverb as well, because barely is telling you about the word that I just said, that I can't remember. So, in your files, you will find a word sort that you can do. What you're going to do is you're going to take the four parts of speech headings, which are nouns, adjectives, verbs, and adverbs, and you can glue them into your writing journal or your reading journal. And you can put one on each page, and then you're going to cut those other words out and you're going to sort them, okay? Alright, and if you have any problems, we're going to talk about it. You can send me a message. We're going to also talk about them tomorrow. You can also ask your teacher, okay? If you do not have a printer, it's okay. You can just write those words out, and there is a place in your file where you have those printouts. Okay, so you can just copy the words down. Just make some columns. You can just go that route. That's perfectly fine. All right. All right. Well, tomorrow is Friday, and we're going to go over our word sort, and we're going to review catching the moon, and we're going to take our quiz tomorrow. Okay. We'll see you then.